Good evening everyone and welcome to Gavra Racing. It is the Clio Cup round 3 here at the legendary Zolder circuit in Belgium. What a fantastic track this is, and I am very privileged to bring you the action once again. My name is JamesHead14 and I will be your commentator, your solo commentator for tonight. And I would say joining me in the commentary box is somebody else, but nobody else is here with me, of course. Once again, 15 minutes worth of qualifying, 15 minutes worth of practice for the drivers to get used to the track. Then we have a 5-minute qualifying session, and then after that we have our 17-lap race to finish off. So, and going into tonight's race, I have the standings here. Steve Bonham still leading the championship on 48 points. I'm just going to briefly go on to a blue screen just to thingy, there we go. Do apologise about that, but looks like we are starting, and we are starting indeed, as we go into qualifying here for, or free practice I should say, for Zolder here at Belgium. And Steve Bonham does lead the championship on 48 points for CRCP Racing. Led the Ironers in second on 38 points, followed by Lek on 36 and Pure Drive on 34. They're the top four as it stands, a 14 points separating them. Bessar in 5th on 28 points, Randalux in 6th on 24, Duke Martin in 7th on 22, King Quinn in 8th on 21. Then there's a tie for 9th with Mateo and Maltamouth both on 20. Big Smokes Cheese is 11th on 18 points, Percy is 12th on 11, Jukebox Hero is 13th on 9, GJDM is 14th on 6, Two-Stroke Germany is 15th on 1, and NM Haney yet to score points. But look at the grid, it is nice and full here, and that is what we like to see here at Zolder as the first cars are about to come out on track. And let me just gather somebody that is coming out on track. Let's go board them with Multimouth coming out of the track. 15 minutes worth of pre-practice, so I will talk you through more about what the track is like, about the nature of this legendary Belgian race circuit. Not as good as Spa, but still, I think it's one of the best. Certainly in Europe, one of these tracks. Zolder, of course. So standings out the way. Team standings, by the way. CRCP Racing, so that's Multimouth and Steve Bonham on 68 points leading the way. WDE Motorsport, Big Smokes Cheese and Lek on 54 in second. Italian Clio Racing, that's Bessar and Matteo on 48 points in third. Mist Racing for Percy and Pure Drive, they're on 45 points, as are BM Racing, which is King Quinn and Randalux, also on 45 points. Led in Germany, what a great name for a racing team that is. Led the Iron and Two-Stroke Germany on 39 points in 6th. Duke Racing, bit of a mouthful to say that one, but Duke Martin and GJDM on 28 points in 7th, and Vane Racing, who are Jukebox Hero and NM Haney, letting the side down, I think, NM Haney currently, but 9 points for those guys. And that is the team standings as we come into the Clio Cup for round 3, which of course here is Zolder. And it might be dry out on track now, but I've been promised that we are going to have some medium to heavy cloud for the race, as I can see in the settings here, as I've got up on my iPad, which is right next to me. Check on board with the comment section, of course. If you do want to get in touch, just put in your comments. I don't mind what you put in, as long as it's readable and very legible, and I can read out your comments as much as possible out on stream. So we've got Multimouth just starting a lap, so let's take you on board then with a lap of Zolder. Through turn 1 he goes, and Multimouth looking very nicely there, taking about 75, 80 mile an hour on exit there. A little bit of frame dropping coming through into turn 2. It's right-hander. The back end does kick out through here. I've been practicing in this car around this track before. A 1:52 is what I managed, so let's see what the guys can actually set out on track. Multimouth now reaching turn 3. I should say turn 4, because there's a double right-hander there, obviously. And then running down the straight, you can reach in excess of around 110, 115 mile an hour before you brake heavily into the chicane, which is one of the tightest corners out on track. You've got to get his gearing down. Very nice exit there on the chicane. Just behind him, I think, is Duke Martin out on track, or Steve Bolden. One of the two is out on track. We've lost Jukebox Hero for the moment, but Multimouth coming into the second chicane, just avoiding the bollards there. Might have got an invalidation because of that. You can take quite a bit of curb. You don't want to take too much because it can lose you a lot of time. But Multimouth now reaching the end of the second sector. Let's see how he goes through here. He's got a car right up his backside. I'm not sure who that is at this stage. As he comes now in towards the final couple of corners. Of course, if you have seen Zolder before, Zolder is that famous racing track where Top Gear in the UK took on Top Gear from Germany with Sabine Schmitz and the likes competing around here in the Mini Coopers. First one to get on the towel. Double-decker racing through the section, I remember, the last two corners. And Multimouth now on the run to the line. He has got somebody that is on a lap right beside him, I do believe. That might be Steve Bolden, actually, coming across the line. Multimouth across the line. It's an invalidation for Multimouth. But Two-Stroke Germany was the one behind him. 49.6, and he's gone flipping. Goodness me, he's flipping crazy there. Two-Stroke Germany and Multimouth having contact. That's not the best way to start a free practice session, but it's a good job it's a free practice session and not the real thing. Randalux then goes top of the timing screens with just under 5 minutes gone here. 48.9 for Randalux. And of course, me setting a 52, clearly I'm not up to this level in Gavra Academy. I need to be put down in Academy +2, I think, with my time trial lap that I did earlier. But let me check on board with the comment section, see if anybody is getting in touch. Nobody just yet. Of course, feel free to tune in. I know there's other action going on this channel, I do believe, tonight as well, which are the GT4s. And we're getting more viewers than the GT4s at the minute, so let's keep it that way. Randalux is a 10.5 up through the first sector, or 10.25 up, I should say, through the first sector, going towards the end of the chicane. Let me just put out a link to the stream so people can actually watch my lovely commentary from my racing league that I run, of course, Global Hub Racing. If you do want to join, we will be running Project Cars 2 very soon, and sign-ups will be open very soon. I may as well just plug that in. Of course, this is Gavra Racing, not Gavra Academy, like I was going to say. But Randalux, let's see how he's going on. 3/10 is the improving time at the minute, so that's going to put him around a 40. It's going to put him at 48.5, I think. 48.59. I'm going to predict for Randalux at this stage. Looks like he's getting quick on a lap as well, approaching the final two corners, the right and the left and the right. Coming in through this chicane now, final two corners. Do you believe there are 15 turns around this track, or 13 turns around this track tonight? Coming across the line, Randalux set a nice time, and he does improve. 48.561, so 1:48.561 there for Randalux. I may just point out, by the way, we do have a couple of drivers that are having their LLPs tonight, and of course the LLPs, their licence level penalties. And I will just confirm which one, who has got what. And I think we've got 3 drivers that are on LLPs tonight. So 5 minutes reduced time for pure drive, so he's only got 10 minutes. I do see him, he's not out on track at the minute, but he can get out on track, I do believe, if it's an LLP one. Yeah, limited practice duration of 5 minutes. That's all he's got, 5 minutes. Limited practice duration for 5 minutes there for pure drive, and that I think is his contact last week, of course, in Catalonia. If you didn't see that contact, I definitely picked it up in the stream. LLP2 is Bessar, and I think that was the contactee with the thingy. So he's got a practice ban, so you're not going to be seeing Bessar out on track tonight. And an LLP3 practice ban and a qualifying ban is Big Smokes Cheese, the Portuguese driver. Big Smokes Cheese will not be joining us out on track for either of these two sessions. He will be joining us out on track in the race, but obviously he will be starting from the back. Let's go on board then with Two-Stroke Germany. And Two-Stroke Germany at the minute only on 1 point. He has been quite unlucky this season, if I've got to be honest. He's a second behind Randalux at the minute on these timing sheets. We are halfway through free practice. Randalux goes quicker, 48.5.10. Two-stroke Germany doesn't improve, but I should see an improvement from him very soon, as Lek has invalidated a lap time there. So currently, free practice going on. Randalux top of the timing screens. Two-stroke Germany in second. King Quinn in third. Lek has just left the session there. Let the Iron is just coming out of the pits. Looks like he's about to set a lap, as we see King Quinn going sideways through turn 1. Of course, the pit lane is quite tight here. If you crash into the pit lane, then, or coming out of the pit lane especially, you will get some damage on your car. I've tried that before, and trust me, it really does not work. Really does not work at all. Let me check on board with the comment section to thingy. Is Javier Rands racing tonight? I do believe he is in the GT4s. You might be on the wrong stream there. I do believe he is in the GT4s tonight. Yes, I can see him there. I've just tuned into the stream for the GT4s. So he's on the GT4s. This is the Clio Cup. And I do appreciate everyone that is coming into the comment section, finding their way into the other stream. King Quinn is on a lap then at the minute. Let's go board with somebody else. Steve Boreham's coming through the final 2 corners. He's on the straight, just approaching the final 2 corners now. He's validated this lap time. We'll see if he can set another one. Currently sitting on a 150.9. Of course, I think these times will come down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 47, to be honest, from Randalux. Currently at this stage, Steve Boreham doesn't improve there, of course, because of his invalidation. Quite a few not opting to go out on track just yet. Pure Drive will be coming out in about 10 seconds time, I think. Lek is reaching the top of the hill, or is he disconnected? I think Lek has disconnected there, which is sad to see. Motormouth, however, is on a lap. And Motormouth is reaching just past the end of Sector 1 there, Motormouth. He hasn't set a lap time just yet. I think he might be on one now, though. Let's have a look at the comment section. You're very welcome, Javier. You are very welcome. With Motormouth on a lap. Currently in the standings, he is right down at the, well, not at the bottom end. He's in the mid-pack battle. He's on 20 points. A good score here, of course, will get him, probably up to 5th, I would say. Motormouth can easily deliver on his day. He is the British driver, of course, in CRCP Racing. Of course, different Renault Clio Cup runners and teams, and I like the team idea, if I've got to be honest, of this. Randalux, by the way, has gone quicker. I've missed that. Randalux has gone quicker. Is he going quicker still? No, he's 5 tenths down on this one. But Randalux, the 48 flat. So, as I said, literally about, what, a minute, 2 minutes ago, 147 is very likely. A 147 is very likely indeed. I'm just going to get more of the stream link out to people. There we go. I just sent that. Somebody a second down there, Randalux, on his time in the end. As Matteo has just joined back, which is good to see. Somebody putting himself up into 6th place there. Led the Iron has just put himself up to 6th. 151.3, 3.3 seconds off the pace at the minute. Of course, this is free practice. Some people may think free practice doesn't qualify, doesn't matter. I think it does. Getting a good, getting good experience out on track, I think, is key to becoming a very good driver. And I think in these Clio Cups, especially with the back end and around this track, this nature of this track, it's definitely very likely that you will lose the back end at some point during this race. Led the Iron, by the way, is 1.4 seconds up, reaching the chicane first time. Gavra has just joined back. It's a good job that Lek is running the lobby tonight, which is good to see, unless somebody else is running the lobby tonight, but we are all still fine here to go through the second chicane. I have got... I need to sit up straight here. Randalux still on top with the 48 flat, but Led the Iron trying to hunt him down and reaching the end of the second sector, 1.9 seconds up. So this is going to put him, I would think, 4th with this lap, probably behind King Quinn. He's got a car ahead of him. Not sure who that is getting out of the way on the grass there. In the blue and black car. I will just point out who that is, and that is Manic UK, one of the new drivers to the Renault Clio Cup, the only new driver to join us tonight. I do believe he might be a league reserve. I don't know for a fact, but Manic UK is definitely here tonight, appearing in the thingy. Somebody has just commented in the comment section. I will have a look. Manic not improving, but we did say that Let the Iron will improve to 4th, and he has a 49.5 there in the Clios, so not too bad at all. And we've got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left of free practice. Put your qualifying predictions down as to who you think will get qualifying, and of course all comments will be read out on stream, because I like to interact, of course, with the audience that is appearing in the comments. And if you're brand new to Gavra Racing, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Plenty of other events go on. I know F1 will be launching next week, which will be a very personal favourite for mine. It's on Tuesdays at, I think it's 8:30. We don't want to see Let the Iron glitching out there. Goodness me. Giving people epilepsy there on stream. But two-stroke Germany with 30 seconds left. Let's see if he's on the lap. He's reaching the second chicane, which is turns 6 and 7. Already a couple of the bollards have been dislodged from that chicane. I hardly expect that will be more bollards flying, especially from a few of the drivers that might struggle. Multimouth with a 2:02. Not really going great guns at the minute, but we're reaching the end of the free practice session. And 50 seconds to go until practice is complete. Qualifying will soon be upon us. 5 minutes to qualifying around this track. You should only get an out lap and possibly 2 competitive laps in, with it being quite a long track. Last ones are coming across the line now. I think we've got one more driver after this to come across the line, but two-stroke Germany is about to reach the line now, and he does side by side there with somebody, and it's pure drive with his 5 minutes of practice that he's got. He's gone 6th currently. Is he improving on this lap? Let's have a look. 150.1 to improve on, and he is going to go... He does improve. He goes 4th. So nice lap there by Pure Drive, and that is the end of free practice. A 49.5 there for Pure Drive, but Randalux topping the timing sheets in free practice of 15 minutes. Of course, drivers getting used to the track. And Multimouth, by the way, has gone 7th, I may just point out. Multimouth has gone 7th. Not sure if drivers have got to return to the pits. I'm pretty sure they have got to. Unless we've got a bit of a glitch with the lobby. I think we might. Which is great. Lek is disconnected. So that, I think, comes to show there is a glitch with the lobby. I'm not sure what we're going to have. I'm not sure if the procedure is going to be a restart to the session. Of course, free practice has completed, so I think we'll probably get in straight into the qualifying session if we were to restart. Of course, I'm just the commentator. Percy just needs to come off track, and then we should be all ready to go. And I really hope that I'm not the lobby host, because I don't want to be hosting the lobby and streaming at the same time. That would be quite weird. But Percy, if he, in his own time, hopefully will realise that he's now being viewed on stream and get himself into the pit lane. I'm not sure if there is a glitch. There might be. If not, then Percy should just go into the pits instead of going round. We still do have quite a few of lap time invalidations there in the bottom right hand corner. Two-stroke Germany especially popping up on those quite a bit. While Percy gets off track, Randalux then on top with a 48 flat, Steve in second with a 48.5, and two-stroke Germany with a 48.7 at the end of free practice. Pure Drive in fourth with a 49.5, Let the Iron with a 49.5, King Quinn with a 50.0 in sixth, Multimouth in seventh with a 50.2, Duke Martin in eighth with a 51.1, Manic, one of the new drivers, 51.3. GDM with a 51.6. And Percy, who still hasn't left. There he is. He's controlling his car. He's parking to the side. He's now into the pit lane. And there is a glitch. There is a clear glitch in this session. Do I have to press anything? I hope I don't. I don't want to quit the session. Might have to, though, if we are restarting the lobby, which I think we probably will be. So, of course, bear with us while we do that. In the meantime, I'll try and entertain you as much as possible with some facts. There is a lovely looking steward there in the control centre, I'm going to call it, or in the pit lane. Quite a very wide pit lane here, actually, in Zolder. Quite lengthy, almost the length of the straight, I think, and then it goes left coming out the pits, and it's quite narrow as well, the pit lane. You don't want to be going too wide coming out the pits at all. But Randall looks on top then in this free practice session. Hopefully we will be speeding up a lobby start. I'm not sure who is in charge of this lobby. Hopefully it is somebody that knows what they're doing, and if not, then obviously we are going to be restarting here from Canada and catching my first race live stream, rooting for Manic. Cheers, everyone. Great to have you joining in from Canada. And I've just had word from Gavra that the lobby has crashed. So the lobby has crashed, which is absolutely fantastic. And Henberger just putting in there that the lobby has crashed. So Gavra keeping on top of things, of course. I think a new lobby will be set up then in due course. Nobody, James. This pit lane is really wide. This pit lane is really wide. I mean, yeah. I'm just trying to find things to speak about to pass the time. I think that's what you've got to do. Do you know what? I'll give you the... Oh, I've just removed the thingies. There we go. I'll give you the timings. So there we go. Randall looks on top with a 48 flat. So there you get to see what the driver set, and that's the top 11 there for you. So Randall, Steve Bodum, T-Struck Germany filling out the top 3. Interesting to note that Pure Driver led the iron only got 3 laps in on their stints in free practice. 1.5 seconds off the pace respectively for both drivers. Pure Driver led the iron. Oh. At the end of practice and qualifying, it takes over your car and runs at slow speed. I think that was in response to Percy. And that was from Jukebox Hero, Jukebox Gaming, of course, appearing in the comment section. While we just wait this new lobby to set up, I guarantee you that the new lobby will be set up. Something has just happened. I think that is it. Well, free practice, there we go. There's the results. And Steve Bodum apparently is on top, with T-Struck Germany second and Pure driving third. I think we've had a couple of drivers leave there. So, with the lobby crashing, I am going to return to Race Central and wait for new invites to be given out. I think that's only fair that we do that, because I do believe that there is going to be a new lobby set up, and hopefully it is going to be one of those that is set up very quickly indeed. I haven't received any notifications, have I, from we are definitely going to be going ahead, I think, with this. Unless it is the servers that are to blame. As you can see, my lovely screen. While we wait, do you know what? While we wait, I'm going to give you a bit of a guide around this track. You can see a lap from me around Zolder. Yes, it is a private testing session, and it's not the real thing, but you're still getting some action out on track. That's what I'll try and do. You watch, the invites will probably get sent out now that I'm doing this. And just to point out, actually, the weather forecast for tonight is going to be medium cloud in qualifying, so that's what you'll be seeing in the next session, and then heavy cloud for weather in the race. So here we go. I'm going to give you a bit of a... This is what I mean. Pit lane. And there we go. Invites just been sent out. Matteo's setting up the lobby, so no on-track action from me. You'll have to wait another day for that. You'll have to wait another day. But anyways, let's get this new lobby up and running. And of course, we are still live. My screen glitching out slightly there. We are joining the new multiplayer session now. Lek is in charge of the session. And practice is still set up for 15 minutes. However, practice, I think, was done quite fairly there. I think 5 minutes of qualifying would be more applicable, I think, because I don't want to be honest, we could be getting different results. That's the thing if we do another free practice. Just arguing my point for just doing qualifying by itself. 5 minutes, of course, qualifying, 15 minutes worth of free practice if we are doing it again. Everyone going to be readying up very shortly. We are in the new lobby, and that is very glad to see. I have not been given any race director privileges yet, so you might be seeing me out on track here. Hopefully they realise I am here and that I am supposed to be streaming this and directing the cameras at the same time. Just waiting for one more driver, I think, to join, which I think might be Manic if... Oh no, Manic's already in. Just waiting for one more driver. I'm not sure who that is. But we should be getting going very, very soon. Motormouth joining there at the bottom. Got 15 drivers. Currently 17, given that Gavra and myself are going to be in the sloppy, so there's going to be one too many, I think, out on track, which is ideal. Looking at the minute, put down your predictions though, of who is going to get qualifying. For what you've seen from that free practice session, who is going to be on pole? I'm going to put a prediction out there and say that Randalux is going to be on pole. I think Randalux has definitely got the pace around this track. It's Zolder. It's quite a flat, open, expansive track. Matteo's just left the session there with his connection, it seems. I'm going to go for Randalux for the win. There we go. There's my cue to go into race director. Gavra just leaving the session. Hopefully these lobbies are not playing up, because I know the servers do have a tendency to play up sometimes. Hopefully that's not going to be the case. Couple more comments coming in. I will check your comments now before we start. Pure Drive and Randalux now leaving, and there is quite a few starting to leave the session. Now they're joining back up, so I'm not sure if they're telling them to rejoin and start. BM, and that's BM Racing, of course. BM Racing looking at, and BM Racing, of course, Randalux and Kinquin. So that's why they're commenting in the comment section. Good to see that they've got a YouTube channel as well, sponsored with their racing overalls, which is fantastic. Great to see involvement happening in the comment section. I do apologise though about the delay to the action out on track. Hopefully we are going to be getting going very soon, and it does look like we are going to be running that 5-minute qualifying session and the 17-lap race. And hopefully we won't have to restart the lobby for the 17-lap race and make a third time lucky. But of course I do apologise about everything that is happening out on track. Of course it's not our fault. Project Cars does have a tendency to do this sometimes. I don't think I will win this one, but I'm aiming for top 5. Put in your name, put in your name, whoever that is. I'm not sure who that is. My channel lacks originality. I'm going to have a look at your channel and see if it does lack originality while we wait for the stream to start. And it's Bessar, it looks like, or Pure Drive, one of the two. And I can see that you do Dirt Rally 2.0, which is something that we're aiming towards doing in the future as well. And it's Pure Drive, that is in the comment section. Good to see that he's got Dirt Rally. I think Dirt Rally is a great game. We are just starting up, by the way. Lek has given the green light to go. Gavra has just disconnected there, which is not great. Clearly some issues being had here on Project Cars 2 tonight. But Zolder, once again, there you go. 10 corners around this track. Medium cloud being set. Of course, the tyres will not be operating at the temperature as they would have done if it was fine weather, like you saw in the free practice session. But coming into this qualifying section, I'm going to put down a top 3 prediction, and I'm going to go a bit of a wild and wacky one. I'm going to say Randall looks for the win, to qualify in pole. Steve Boredom second, Pure Drive in third. I think those 3 definitely the ones to watch here. We have lost a couple of drivers, which is not ideal. We should be getting action out on track very soon. Hello? Should be getting action out on track very soon, and indeed the first cars are leaving out on track, and the first car leaving out on track is Steve Boredom, the championship leader, the Swiss driver, coming out on track for CRCP Racing. 48 points he's on, of course. Randall looks just joining the thing. And you can lose the back end actually coming out the pit lane. I have seen cars spin coming out the pit lane. Gavra clearly having problems. Stream looking all fine, I hope, for everyone that is viewing, and certainly it looks as if everything is going fine currently out on track. No frame drops or anything, which is good to see. And of course, if you do want to get in touch, feel free to. Feel free to. I can be very lonely in the comments section sometimes, and I might need some company. But got 11 drivers out on track. Of course, Big Smoke's Cheese does have that qualifying ban and practice ban. Randall looks again has left the session. Led the iron just coming out the pits as well, out on track. But 10 corners around this track. I thought it was more than 10. Oh, Steve Boredom just catching that back end through the second chicane there, which is through turn 6. And then they go through turn 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10. Of course, that final chicane. Kingquin now even clearly having some connection issues here. Lek has also left. There is clearly some connection issues going on here in the lobby once again. And there is a car just pulling off the side of the road. I think that might have been Lek's car that was pulling off to the side of the road. Two-Truck Germany now leaving the session. It's all going a bit pear-shaped here tonight in Gavra Racing. I hope to bring you a qualifying session. Let's bring him on board with Steve Boredom then. He is just starting a lap. There is a car in front of him. Is Pure Drive. Let's go on board with him, Pure Drive, because he's first out on track. 9 drivers going around on track from a possible 16. Not great. But Pure Drive through turn 1. Steve Boredom, look at that back end kicking out through turn 1, the green car in behind. Pure Drive now through turn 2. Hitting the right-hander nicely. Curve on the inside. Okay, there is another corner. Going through turn 3. Well, that is a full turn 2, I think. This is turn 3. Coming onto the straight, you can reach an excess of 110 mile an hour down the straight in these cars. Of course, I've been trying out the Formula Renaults, and that is Steve Boredom going off, and I think that's another connection issue. It is. There must be a new lobby getting set up here, guys, so of course, I do apologise. This did happen once last season. It was Red Bull Ring and Gavra Academy. This happened, and the same thing happened. And there we go. We've got new invites again with Matteo running. So I'm going to join this new session. Again, apologies about all of the connections issues. I hope you can realise what we're trying to do is get some action out on track. And I think that's what everyone wants here in this session. As we've now got Matteo hosting a session, which is normally quite good. It's not good for those guys that are on red bars, though. I think, hopefully, we will all be fine. Everyone there's starting to pick up their connections, which is good. And hopefully I get given the right to race direct. of course. Because you don't want to be seeing the race from a POV. But we are back into the lobby. Take 3 here in Gavra Racing. I'm not sure if the GT4s, I'm just going to check on the GT4s, just see if they're having the same problems as we are. And they are not, because they're going beautifully around on track in the GT4s around Germany, which is, I don't know what track that is, I think that's Hockenheim. Full expanse of Hockenheim. Adam Crowther in there as well. Ooh, Javier Vans trying to go for me. I'm just catching up on the GT4 action. If you do want to tune into that while we are getting ready to go, then please do. I'm just having a check on board with how people are going around here. And this is... Ooh, I thought Javier was going to go for a move there. Lovely track this. Whatever track this is. There's more action going out on track in GT4s than there is in this lobby so far. As I have been nominated as broadcaster. That is wrong. That is completely wrong. Stream's working fine for me. And I think the camera work is certainly working fine. So I don't know why I've been given the broadcasting role there. I'm going to be taking on board with Gavra's point of view then. It looks as if that's going to be the case. I don't mind as long as we get the stream up and running, the racing up and running. That'll be fantastic. That's what we're all here for. As we are about to get going, Randalux is just disconnected there. And anybody that is a football fan, there is a big game going on. Ajax leading Tottenham by 2-0 now. Looks like they're going through the Champions League final tonight. As we wait for the get-go to get going, of course. As we wait for us to start. Of course, this is the first season of Clio Cup, so obviously there is teething issues. Not with the driving and everything. Full attendances is absolutely fantastic. It's just purely the issues on the game. I think that's what's quite bad. It's going to be quite weird, this, seeing on board a point of view that doesn't really exist. I'm going to... Do you know what? I'm going to... I've just pointed that out to Gavra. I hope he's seen that. I hope he will see that before the start, because I want to be, I think, if Ajax win, that will be their perfect resurgence. Totally agree, but I think Liverpool's going to win the Champions League. What they showed last night was, wow, just phenomenal. Probably one of the best footballing comebacks I think I've ever seen. I think I've honestly ever seen. Such a brilliant comeback from them against Barcelona at their home ground. I might be a bit biased because half of my family are from Liverpool as well, but it's just absolutely fantastic. 2 years in a row, and I think they're finally going to get their win in the Champions League. No disrespect to Ajax at all. I just don't think that they are that they've got the quality, I think, in that team to win the Champions League. Tottenham, you never know, might come back in the second half and might score 3 goals. Who knows? But what I've seen from the match anyways, it certainly seems to me that Tottenham have been quite poor, let's just say. Just having a look on board on Twitter, see if there's anything being picked up on Twitter that I can talk about. Which there isn't. And it looks like we are starting, so Matteo has given the ready to go, and I think the Which the go signs are on, and we are about to get going. There we go. Race director sorted. We are ready to go here. Finally, in Gavra Racing. It is qualifying. Hopefully we get a full 5 minutes, and hopefully we get a full 17 lap race, because I think if it happens, if connection issues happen again, I highly doubt that we will be starting again, because it normally happens. It's normally around 3 or 4 times they try and do it, and then we push it back a week. That could be the option that gets taken, but I'm not sure. Hope your sore throat is gone. My sore throat is perfectly fine tonight, I can guarantee you. So you'll be seeing full commentary from me and a full grid as well, which is just very good. Jigbox Hero saying good luck everyone. Of course, good luck to all drivers that are out on track. For connection purposes, I'm going to turn off my iPad and have a look at the on-track action. I do apologise that I haven't got the speedo on the map up. And Pure Drivers first coming out on track, got quite a hefty gap there. Drivers don't want to be leaving it too late when they come out the pits. Of course, Big Smokes Cheese is the only one that won't be qualifying in the session due to him having a practice ban and a qualifying ban, an LLP3, as Gavra Racing likes to call it, of course. And I love the licensing system that they've got in this league and in all of the sessions that they do. It is honestly such a great league to be a part of. And if you are new to this, as we see Pure Drive nearly going hop, skip and jump over the curb, connection much improved, and Pure Drive is now coming down the hill in towards turns 4, 5 and 6. Sorry, turns 3, 4, 5? I don't know. Apparently there's only 10 turns around this track. I highly doubt that's wrong. But coming through another right-hander, approaching the end of sector 2. Of course, these guys, if you are anybody that's in behind, by the way, then you'd be quite suspecting that Pure Drive is going to be one of those guys. I'm still going to stick by my top 3 that I said about 15 minutes ago by saying Randalux on top. Who was that I said was second? Steve Boldham second and Pure Drive third. I think that's going to be your top 3 in this qualifying session. And if you are, and if I'm right, then you can all bow down to me in the chat. But Pure Drive is going to be starting a lap here of Zolder. 10 corners, and let's go on board with a lap with him. Big title contender, I think, Pure Drive coming the end of the season. Of course, we're in the Circle Bugatti next week, and he's crashed. Absolutely unbelievable. First person I go on board with, he crashes. Unbelievable stuff. Right, let's go on board with somebody else then. Let's go on board with... I'll try and pick up... Oh, Bessar is right near. I'm just trying to pick up on that first driver. Two-Stroke Germany. There he is. We found him. Two-Stroke Germany is coming through turn 3. Onto the straight. Attacking. Oh, and he's gone well wide there. That's going to be track extension and a half if I've ever seen one. Dirt being picked up onto the track as well. Flashing lights happening. I think that's Bessar in behind him. Catching him down the straight line. I think 110 mile an hour under the braking point. I think Bessar's missed his braking point there. Over-raced the curb a little bit. Really attacked that. Two-Stroke Germany getting out of the way. So Bessar, it seems, is on a lap. And that is Bessar. That's just coming through shot into the second chicane. Bollards. Count how many are there. There's 5 on each. Wonder how many bollards you'll see next time around. Because I highly doubt they won't be there next time around. We come for another lap. And we've already got a minute and a half left of this qualifying session. It absolutely flies by here in Gavra Racing for the Clio Cup. And Bessar's going quite strongly here on this lap. I don't think it's going to be overly quick, but certainly look out for the likes of Randalux, as I say, Pure Drive. I think the likes of those guys will be the ones to watch here as Bessar now comes into the final corner. Final 2 corners with the Ansel signs on the right hand side. Bessar coming across the line now. And he sets a 1:48.8, so quite a respectful lap. Two-stroke Germany, 2.9 seconds off on pure drive, even further off there. Randalux is on the back of this line. He's coming across the line any second now. My prediction for Paul, he goes second, and there's Steve Boldham into first. So 48.6 from Steve Boldham, and a 48.7 from Randalux. So good laps there, and they're all on their final laps because they're not going to get many laps out of this at all. Percy now coming around the final corner. Was that Percy that was off track there? That's Percy in the red, black and white. Coming across the line goes 8th. Duke Martin about to come across the line now. Somebody else has jumped up. Duke Martin jumps up to 6th, 51.4. Manic has just started his lap and led the iron. Coming around the final 2 corners now. We'll go back on board with the main principals. We're going back on board with either Steve or Randalux, I think. Going into this, led the iron. Comes across the line, goes 6th with a 51 flat, so quite a respectful lap. Qualifying is complete, that's him done. These guys, though, are going to be racing round for final lap. And it is going to be very, very close as to see who's going to get pole, and you don't want to be doing that. And there is still 5 bollards there, by the way. So nobody hitting the bollards and invalidating their lap. Manic has invalidated his lap, and it looks like Matteo has also invalidated his lap. And Matteo, at the minute, is into the pit, so he's not going to be competing any further part in this session. Of course, qualifying is over, but the main 2 principals, Randalux and Steve Boldham, have just gone through the same corner, and they are now in the same screenshot. There is Randalux just behind the currently watching Steve Boldham. Thingy, there he is in the background. Steve Boldham now, our current pole sitter, is about to come across the line. Coming around the final 2 corners. Oh, there's a car spinning in front of him, and it's contacted him. It's contacted Steve, so now it's only Randalux. Randalux to take pole here, I think, surely. Coming around the final corner, coming across the line, Randalux goes quickest by 300th of a second. Two-stroke Germany has gone 3rd, the 48.7, so a nice lap from him. King Quinn is on a lap. Pure Drive has completed a lap, didn't improve. So Randalux, Steve Boldham, there's 2 of my top 3 in at least. GDDM just coming across the line, not improving. Multimouth at the final corner. Let's see if he can improve. Multimouth about to come around the final corner. That's Percy just in front of him, I think. Percy is about to come across the line. Improves, but doesn't improve his position. Multimouth, again, another one that doesn't improve his position there. To go 2/10 off GJDM. Pretty much we've got everyone over. King Quinn just coming across the line. Not sure if he improved there. But qualifying is over, and we've managed to get it done. Randalux on top from Steve Boldham, and Two-Stroke Germany in 3rd. Bessar in 4th. So the creme de la creme of Gavra Racing coming to the top, and it's beautiful to see a full grid of 15 drivers, not mentioning that Gavra's on the grid as well. Everyone just sinking in there. We've got 2 minutes until the start of the race. I'm going to get the speedo on the map up. I'll also get the timing sheets up to run you through the order. So Randalux on top, with Steve Boldham 2nd, Two-Stroke Germany in 3rd, Bessar in 4th, King Quinn 5th, Pure Drive in 6th, Leck in 7th, Letlion in 8th, Duke Martin 9th, GJDM in 10th, Multimouth 11th, Percy in 12th, Manic in 13th, Big Smokes Cheese in 14th, Gavra, who is on the grid, shouldn't be there, so Matteo will be getting in 15th place. So that is the rundown of the timing sheets then. Don't forget you can put your comments and race predictions into the comments section. I want to see if there has been any more comments since qualifying has partaken. There hasn't, but hopefully everyone is enjoying the action, and we are going to deliver a 17-lap race for you here tonight. A little bit later than planned, but we're getting there. And we are about to get going, of course, in Gavra Racing. Clio Cup Round 3, Le Circuit Bugatti awaits us next week. But for now, it is the beautiful delights of Belgium. And there is quite heavy cloud here, as predicted in the race predictions on the calendar. Heavy cloud, and we are going to get a wet race, by the way, next week. Just thought I'll mention that. We are going to get a wet race next week for Le Circuit Bugatti, so that's going to be very interesting to see. And that'll be my first wet solo commentary. And then we've got a night race, and then we're going to sprint coming after that as well. But for now, Zolder is about to get going. 17 laps. I think 2 minutes is nearly up. Probably in a bit more time. But 2 minutes should be up, and everyone should sink to the grid, and then we can get going for Gavra Racing Round 3 of the Clio Cup Championship. And here we go. This is what you've all came to see. I will try and give you a better camera angle to what we've got. The light sequence is on, and we are about to go green here for the Clio Cup, and we are off and racing. Good start there by Bessar, getting a good start from fourth, but it is Vanderlux that's got the run into turn one. Steve Boredom second, Bessar down the inside, trying to attack down the inside into turn one. He's trying to think about it, not sure if there was a bit of contact there by Steve Boredom. Contact in the background, a little bit of desync going on, I think might have been between Big Smoked Cheese and Mateo, possibly having a bit of contact there in the background, but Vanderlux has shot clear early on. Vanderlux has shot clear from Steve Boredom in second, Two Truck Germany in third, Bessar's down to fourth, and there's two wide there. Two guys dropping down. That is Percy and that is Lek. Percy and Lek have had contact in the background. I just saw that going off in the gravel. Speaking of going off in the gravel, Two Truck Germany, and now Bessar's going to get past him around the outside into the chicane. Two Truck Germany doing the brave thing, doing the professional thing, and trying to just go back into him. But it's flying in the background, but Vanderlux has got a bit of attention to worry about. Steve Boredom in second, trying to go for the move down the inside of the chicane. He's got him. He gets the move done. Steve Boredom is up to the lead of the race already. Will he begin to pull away now? Very hard out in front to pull away, especially around this track. It's very hard to pull away, but Steve Boredom has got the lead. Vanderlux is keeping tabs on him at the minute. Bessar third, Two Truck Germany fourth, King Quinn having a good start there in fifth. Wish I could give you the position changes, but Percy and Lek definitely caught up in a bit of contact with Big Smoked Cheese, I think, and Manek struggling right down in the back of the field there as well. But Vanderlux could attack him into the final corner. Is he going to go for an inside move? He's going to think about it. He pulls out a little bit of a lock-up there actually by Vanderlux. He's going to compromise his run a little bit. Coming out the final corner, Steve Boredom leads. About 0.3 of a second coming across the line, 2.5 tenths coming across the line. Vanderlux going quicker, 56.7 compared to 56.5, and he's going to try and look down the inside of turn one, but I think Steve's out wide. Steve's made a mistake. Steve's on the gravel, and Vanderlux has got back into the lead. Vanderlux back in the lead. Steve Boredom rejoins in fourth quite safely. He's got a bit of a buffer there to play with. Bessar was trying to attack the back end there with Vanderlux as well. Two Truck Germany in there. As we take on board the camera shot of second place, which is Bessar and Two Truck Germany. This battle for second. Going through turn three they go. And Vanderlux leading. Bessar second, Two Truck Germany in third. And of course, they're on to lap two now. 11.5 seconds separating the whole field at this stage. Vanderlux leading. No moves going on further down the field, I don't think. There is a bit of action going on, it seems. Maybe between Percy and Big Smoked Cheese. We'll come to that later on, but we'll focus on this lead battle at the minute, because Bessar has really started to attack the back end now of Vanderlux. And as I said, when you get in front, you can't really pull away. So Vanderlux is leading, but that gap is being reduced every single corner they go through. That gap is being reduced quite considerably. So Vanderlux leading, 4.5 tenths is the gap, but Bessar is going a lot quicker here. And Steve Boredom, by the way, after his mistake at turn one and is losing the back end, nearly lost the back end there as well, but he's right on the back of this four-way battle for the lead. Kingwin dropping off slightly, then there's a bit of a break to let the Iron and Duke Martin in that own private battle for sixth, but Vanderlux leads at the end of lap two. So Vanderlux leading. I think there's been a bit more contact further down the field. Possibly Molten Mouth was caught up in something there. There's a three-way battle actually going on between Percy, Big Smoked Cheese and Manek. We'll come on board with that later on. It looks like Steve Boredom could be eyeing up an opportunistic move on two-stroke Germany. Is he going to try and go around the outside of turn two? Hopefully. Oh, is he going to go switchback? Oh, I thought he was going to try and nick down the inside for switchback there. But Bessar, much better run out ahead of him. And he's right on the back now of Vanderlux as they go through another right-hander before the straight. He's got to get a better run out here, Bessar, than Vanderlux, and he does. Closes up again. 2.5 tenths. Steve Boredom right on the back of two-stroke Germany there and behind as well. Kingwin running a bit by himself at the minute. Bit of lonesome going on there for Kingwin, but Vanderlux leading. 5 tenths of a second is the gap, and he's just beginning to edge that out slightly. Bessar in second, two-stroke Germany in third, Steve Boredom in fourth, and last time around, Vanderlux was quicker, 48.6, compared to Bessar's 48.8. Bit more curve getting taken there by Vanderlux. Not the greatest run out the corner, but he has got a much better run compared to Bessar. He's just trying to hunt him down. King Quinn, there is King Quinn, by the way. He's running right in between both of these two. Steve Baldwin, though, is on the back end. Ooh, losing the back end again, looking up. Maybe a no ABS user, which is good to see. But Randall looks leading. 8 tenths the gap, just improving out. And it's Steve Baldwin going to try and move on two-stroke Germany here, down into the final corner. He's getting side by side with him. He's going for the move. Oh, lovely. Lovely stuff. Steve Baldwin ran the outside. Down the inside line into the second last corner. Ran the outside of the final corner. Beautiful move. He's up to third. So Steve Baldwin with possibly the move of the rest there already. But Randall looks leading. He wasn't even quicker that last time around compared to Randallux. Compared to Bessar, I should say. Bessar going slightly quicker than them. We've already got penalties, by the way, for GDDM, Big Smoked Cheese and Multimouth. That's what you can see with the red that's appearing on their number. So that means they've got a penalty of some sort. Normally it's around anywhere between 1 and 3 second worth of penalties, possibly for extending track limits. And Steve Baldwin has just lost the move. Has just lost the position actually to two-stroke Germany, so I'm not sure if there was a bit of a mistake. Both of these are running side by side into the chicane. They go. Two-stroke Germany on the inside, on a little bit of contact, but it is beautiful stuff again from Steve Baldwin, the championship leader. Gets back past him, and he is up to third once again, with Bessar closing down on Randallux for the lead. Going into the chain. He's in the back end there, Randallux. About to start lap 5. Come through the second sector. Into the second sector, and Randallux leading from Bessar, 4 tenths of the gap, keeping tabs on him. Steve Baldwin in third, two-stroke Germany in fourth. And a bit of a ding-dong. Looking further down the field, everything seems to have spread itself out a little bit. Percy and Leck are having their own private ding-dong, it seems, for 10th. And of course, positions all the way down to 15th in the standings. 30 points, of course, to the winner. 24 for second and 21 for third. Running all the way down to the single point, which I think benefits quite a lot of drivers in this league, because I think getting points, it really incentivises them on to going further with their careers, and that is fantastic. Still, Bessar that time around though, 47.8 compared to Randallux 48 flat. So Randallux clearly struggling, not getting away as what he would have hoped, but four-way battle for the lead from lap 2 has now turned into a two-way battle for the lead as Randallux leads. And Bessar in second, but look at the speed being gained, just dipping a wheel into the gravel there. Lost a little bit of time. Running through into the first chicane once again. Oh, Bessar's gone off. Bessar's gone off. I missed that. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm going to go back on stream and see what's happened with Bessar, because I didn't see that. I was too busy coughing to actually have a look at what went on there. But I'm going to see what happened. Did he just make a mistake at the chicane? Let's have a look. This is live replay. Oh, yeah. Getting caught on the curb, but he's gone for half spin. Good recovery, though. He didn't want to go into the wall. But Steve Baldwin and two-stroke Germany are getting closer, and the cloud is beginning to reel in at Zolder. So Randallux now with a 3-second advantage. I think he's been gifted that with Bessar's mistake. But two-stroke Germany is eyeing up an opportunistic move now on Steve Baldwin. King Quinn and Led the Iron also starting to get battling for 5th and 6th. And then we've got another battle going on. Duke Martin and Matteo, it seems, for 7th and 8th. And I may just point out that two-stroke Germany has also got a penalty now of some sort. Bessar, with that mistake, 51.9 last time around, compared to some of the guys behind him, 49.8, 49.4 and a 48.9. One of my mates is messaging about graduation. I will come to him in a bit. Steve Baldwin getting very sideways there. He's going to do well if he doesn't lose the position there, because two-stroke Germany is now all over the back of him, and he's looking to the outside. He's going to try and switch inside for the right-hander. Side by side, two-stroke Germany's got him, I think, but it's still side by side running into the chicane. Lap 6 out of 17. We're nearly halfway through. Randallux leading by 3 seconds, Bessar second, and Steve Borden will maintain that position down into third. Doing a bit of Bessar nearly there. Running down the hill though. Two-stroke Germany right on the back end of him. Can he get him into the second chicane? He's eyeing up a move. He's late on the brakes, but Steve Borden having to be forced all the way across the track. That'll be a penalty for him, I think. There will be a penalty for him if he doesn't slow down. I don't think he will. King Quinn and Let the Iron are getting going in the background as well. They're about 5 seconds off the battle for third at the minute. But Randallux leading. Bessar's just dropped a little bit more time. 3.5 seconds now. Might have been a slight mistake there for Bessar. As King Quinn and Let the Iron begin to battle, and there's that battle actually. Two-stroke Germany trying to eye up a move. Steve Borden though defending well. And Let the Iron and King Quinn. Really going side by side along the straight there. King Quinn braking much deeper into the corner. That's going to compromise his run, because Let the Iron all over the back of him. And he's less than a 10th and a half off. Coming across the line for the lap 7 out of 17. Let the Iron trying to go. Is he got a thing about going around the outside and going switchback into turn 2? We'll find out. He's not close enough though. Not close enough at all. There's the leader by the way, Randallux. 4 seconds clear now. He's pulling away quite comprehensively. 49.9 for Bessar last time around, compared to 49.2 of Randallux. And the guys in behind even slower. Lek 48.7. Bit of an interesting one to watch, I think, if you want to watch from somebody coming from the back of the field. I'll have a look actually. Let's see how he's getting on. There he is. He's chasing down GJDM. He's only got Duke Martin 3 seconds up the road. If he can dispose of them two, he's got a great chance of picking up some valuable points here. Back to the battle for third, and Steve Borden launches an opportunistic move down the inside on two-stroke Germany. The room was not there, and I think two-stroke Germany might just have to give way on that position. He's going to let him through, both of them not wanting to let each other through. But fair respect, and now Steve lets two-stroke Germany back through. Continue on as you were. Randallux 4 seconds clear. Bessar second. So we got right on board with that when they were making contact. So I'm not sure if the stewards do want to have a look at that, of course. And maybe giving out an LLP for that. Maybe reduced practice time might be needed there. But Let the Iron in behind. Matteo and Duke Martin chasing down as well. Looking good at the minute. There is the battle for third and fourth. More pressing though. Battle for 6th and 7th. Let the Iron and Matteo, who have disposed of Duke Martin, it seems. I think Duke Martin was in behind. Oh no, Let the Iron was in behind King Quinn. And King Quinn, as we see Steve Borden picking up a penalty. Steve Borden has picked up a penalty there. So King Quinn is up to 5th. Matteo in 6th, and I think Let the Iron has just been overtaken there. He has. So I cut away at the wrong point, because Matteo is now up to 6th, past Let the Iron, who is falling back down through the field, and quite a few now beginning to pick up penalties out on track. Lek, GJDM adding to that list. But there's the leader, there's Randallux. In the way, 49.4. Went with 49.3, Bessar slightly quicker again last time around. But doing a good job nonetheless. Randallux leading quite easily, 3.6 seconds. I wouldn't get too cosy out in front though, because he has lost a gap like that before. Back on board then with battle for 6th and 7th. There's Matteo and Let the Iron. It's even going to be Let the Iron and Duke Martin, I think, this battle. To be honest, we are nearly halfway through. We are pretty much halfway through, actually, here at Zolder. Hopefully, if you're just tuning in, you've missed quite a lot already, because Randallux is leading. Very lucky lead, but he's leading with the 49.4 going well out in front. Bessar is second, but the current battle you're on board with is the battle for 6th and 7th, which is Matteo, Let the Iron, and it's going to be turning into a three-way battle for 5th. For 5th, I should say, because King Quinn is just coming back to these two as well. They've disposed of Duke Martin quite well. Nothing much happening further down the field. However, Bessar has pulled out a personal best lap of a 47.9 compared to Vanderlux of a 48.3 last time around. So clearly something going on. And Matteo looking quite vulnerable here. Sorry, Kinquin looking quite vulnerable on Matteo. Matteo's going to try and go for the move. Oh, and Kinquin's off. Kinquin is off. Onto the gravel. He'll appear back in shot soon. There he is, just rejoining behind Let the Iron. Not great stealth. But at least he's still going. That is the main thing, I think. That at least he's still going. A second separating the battle for third and fourth at the minute. Two-stroke Germany leading, and Vanderlux has definitely made a mistake or something out on track. Because now, Bessar is catching. And he is catching at a rate of knots. 2.1 seconds the gap at the minute. He's behind Vanderlux. He's 4 tenths slower this time around. So Vanderlux has got to have made a mistake at the chicane somewhere for him to be that close now. Vanderlux leading, 2.1 seconds, but he's going to be coming under some sort of pressure. Multimouth, by the way, is into the pits. Looking like he's going to get lapped. I'm not sure if that's a drive-through penalty, actually, for Multimouth. We'll have a look, because he looks like he could be going straight through the pit lane. Come on board with them briefly. Oh no, he is coming in the pits. He's getting a pit stop. There, so that was a brief look at Multimouth getting his 5 seconds of fame. Vanderlux leading, but Bessar is the one to watch. Bessar is certainly the one to watch. I may point out, by the way, that Lek was setting quite consistent laps earlier on in the race, a 53.8. He's down in 10th, but he is on the back of Pure Drive, down in 9th there. Quite a few penalties still being picked up. I think given the nature of the track, we have got that King Quinn and Let the Iron battle going on again. After King Quinn, of course, made that mistake out of the thingy. Multimouth, by the way, just came out the pits behind these guys. She's just came out the pits behind. Vanderlux, 2.2 seconds clear. Up 10 out of 17. Somebody going wide in the background there. Was that Duke Martin? No, it wasn't. I think it was Multimouth. Yeah, Multimouth going wide there, letting people through. That's good respect to see. And Multimouth going wide through there. And I'm just having a look at some stuff that's happening now. Bessar looks like it's now his turn to make a mistake, because he's got another second off. There's clearly something happening now on track. But apart from Let the Iron and Kinkman, there's not really much going on, apart from Pure Drive actually, and Lek, who were getting very close there. Just going to have a look at the comments section. Let me just check on board. I've just seen that message there from one of my drivers. We'll respond to that in due course. Let's have a look on board with the stream. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the stream, of course. I mean, we are getting less viewers than the GT4s, which is to be expected. But make sure you get those GT4 guys coming over to us. Jukebox Hero got disconnected from the Clio race and he's gone to watch GT4s. Disgraceful. Absolutely terrible. But still, Steve and two-stroke Germany. Lap 11 out of 17. These two are getting going again. Steve Boredom and two-stroke Germany. Steve, of course, on top of the championship at the minute. Two-stroke Germany having a much better race. Having a much better race this time around. He's got the luck on his side. He might have had a bit of contact with Steve earlier on in the race, and if you haven't missed that, you can rewind it back on the stream. But these two now are really beginning to attack, and I think two-stroke Germany is going to eye up and move into the chicane here. Later on the brakes than him, I think here. It's going to take Bravery. Oh, I thought he was going to take the Bravery there down the inside and try and go side by side through the corner, but not quite, as Bessar is beginning to catch Vanderlux slightly, but not much. But Steve Boredom hanging on in there, with two-stroke Germany attacking. Matteo is beginning to get the wing between himself, and he's beginning to close in as well. He's only 3 seconds off at the minute. Two-stroke Germany now. Running out of the slipstream, changing his lines. Don't want to be changing your lines too often. Into the chicane. Ooh, I thought he was going to brake a bit later there. compared to what I thought he was going to do, and that would have been Danny Ricciardo-esque into the back of Max Verstappen for F1. Nobody wants to see that whatsoever. Nobody wants to see that at all. But, by the way, I may just point out that Ajax and Tottenham are now 2-2 on the evening. I've just seen the in on my Twitter. And if Tottenham get another goal, I do believe it goes to extra time. So anybody that's watching that's an Ajax or Tottenham fan, there you go. There's the order. As Steve Borden, T-Truck Germany just ran out wide a little bit there. There is side-by-side action though between Led the Iron forcing a move on King Quinn. That was a bit unsavoury, to be honest. Led the Iron trying to go around the outside of King Quinn. But I think King Quinn's... Oh, Matteo spun! Matteo spins! And he's going to do well. I hope there's no contact there. I don't think there is. Hopefully he's got going. Matteo has got going. There was no contact there with any other driver. Thank goodness for that. T-Truck Germany down the inside though of Steve. He's got him this time. He's got him this time. Beautiful move. Both side by side running down into the chicane. And he's got the move done, and T-Truck Germany now begins to pull away. Has he now? Can he now get that gap to the end of the race to try and win this race? We'll find out, of course, in the final 6 laps of Gavra Racing. And Randalux leading the way. 2 seconds the gap though. Bessor's beginning to try and close him in again. Always gets within 2 seconds and then makes some sort of mistake, which is not great. But you can see them on the minimap. They're ahead of these two. You can see them on the minimap coming through the final 2 corners. I'm going to jump on board with the battle now, if you can call it that. But I'm going to go on board and see if you can close up. Because I think if you're within a second, you do get slipstream off the car in front. It would have been ideal if somebody like Motormouth or Percy would be right there now and giving them a helping hand. There's Randalux just going through shot into turn 2. And there's Bessar now coming into shot. 1.8 seconds, just closing in slightly. Going through, he's catching. He's catching, 1.9 seconds now that gap. Taking a deeper line does gain you a couple of thousandths, I may just add, around this track. Bessar is getting closer, 1.8 seconds. Just launching out to 2 seconds. Gap just fluctuating a bit. But these two going at it nicely. And it looks like it's going to be these two to... I like the win! Oh, and Bessar, goodness me! Getting a bit of air there over the curb. Lost a little bit of time, but not much. Bessar, as we see, bit of changing for positions. Lek has gone past Pure Drive, I do believe, further down the order. And we have got Let the Iron and King Quinn still going at it. And then we've got T-Truck Germany and Steve beginning to get back at it as well. There's too much going on. I need a second commentator to try and cover this. Randalux is hanging on for grim life though. At the minute, I should say, Let the Iron is hanging on for grim life, I should say, on King Quinn. Let's see how he gets on. Oh, the good side by side, and King Quinn is through. King Quinn is through. Let the Iron, no response there from him. And that was just quite simple, really, for King Quinn. And of course, the team standings are going to be quite crucial, I would think, come the end of the season, especially if you are battling out for the championship lead. Let the Iron, of course, winning in Catalonia propelled them up to second last time out. But there's more pressing matters on hand because Randalux is getting closed down by Bessar. The second and third from last week, filling out the first 2 positions. And it seems to me that Bessar is the quicker driver out on track. And that was proven last time around, 48.3 compared to 48.8. And may I just point out that Percy and Motormouth have now got penalties. So pretty much off the grid now have got penalties out on track. Not great stuff from our point of view. But what can you do? Bessar again getting a little bit of air. Just losing a little bit of time again. 1.4 seconds. He's getting closer. Randalux is probably looking behind him. Checking out, is he getting closer? Is he getting closer? And I can confirm, yes, he is. Randalux is under pressure from Bessar. He is getting closer with every corner, in every sinew. He is starting to catch Randalux. These two will battle it out to the end. I guarantee you this will happen. 1.1 seconds now. That gap still closing down. Randalux is under pressure. I don't think he would have felt pressure like this before. But Randalux now is vulnerable to Bessar. With 3 more laps to go after this one. We're about to go on to the third last lap. At 15 out of 17. And Randalux is 1.3 seconds ahead. Just extends the gap out slightly. From Bessar in second. But it's all about trying to keep that slipstream and trying to keep tabs on this leader. Randalux into turn 1. And again, Bessar 47.9 last time around. Compared to 48.4 of Randalux. And that gap is about to just dip under a second, and it has. Randalux just puff of smoke coming out of his brakes. That was a lock-up on ABS there. Taking a deeper line, Bessar. Might be trying the trick that I might have said earlier on in the stream. He's getting closer. 8.5 tenths. He is really beginning to close this gap. And it is between these two now for the win. Multimouth, by the way, is into the pits again. Multimouth into the pits again. Randalux goes through. More air being caught there by Bessar, but he was quicker through that time. Through the chicane that time. And now it is getting to a point where the crescendo was being reached, and Randalux and Bessar will deliver us a final lap masterclass, hopefully. Both of them just locking up there, and Randalux just pulling away. Bessar, I think, just struggling slightly. Maybe the tyres are starting to go or something. But with only 2 more laps to go, Bessar has got to try and close in to, I think, around 5 tenths coming into the final lap, and then try and pressurise the car ahead into a mistake, being Randalux, of course. It is all starting to reach that building point, and it is now starting to reach breaking point possibly for Randalux if he loses this race. He's driven so well, but Bessar quicker at the minute. I would be surprised if he's not quicker this time around. Randalux 48.9, Bessar 49.0, so Randalux responds there with a quicker lap and just extends the gap out to 1.4 seconds at the minute. But Randalux holding on in there, 1.1 seconds. That gap obviously will fluctuate. He's in the back end there, Bessar, getting caught in the grass slightly, but gaining more time, and that gap is less. It's just over a second. Literally thousandths over a second is the gap. He has got to try. He's got to attack this lap as if he's never attacked a lap before in his life. Bessar, Randalux reaching the crescendo. By the way, Steve Boldham, he's pulled away from Two-Stroke Germany, 3rd and 4th. Not really much going on in behind, apart from Let the Island Duke Martin, who have passed King Quinn. Might be a bit of a mistake from King Quinn, but I think what everyone wants to see is this battle for the lead. And Randalux just making a slight mistake. Bessar gets closer this time, and I think he's beginning to feel the pressure. Randalux, is he letting the pressure get to him? Bessar closing in. 1.5 more laps to go, and Randalux is now beginning to feel the pressure because Bessar is piling it on with a 2/10 personal best in the middle sector, and look, he is right on the back end of him, 6/10 of a second. I said if he was 5 tenths off him, he would be very close to trying to get this race win. But Randalux and Bessar, 1st and 2nd, they're going to do battle on this final lap, and I hope to God it's going to be a clean and competitive one as well. Randalux leading, but that gap is 5.5 tenths, and that is the perfect opportunity for Bessar. He's the quicker driver out on track. Can he get this move done? 2 tenths quicker, and he's a full second quicker last time around. Bessar doesn't want to try up anything opportunistic though. Randalux just getting caught a little bit wide. Bessar taking a deeper line, 3.5 tenths separating. Onto the final lap they go. Randalux is going to be sweating right now. Bessar is attacking, and he is attacking hard. This race is not over. Randalux, Bessar to fight out the win here in Zolder. They come through turn 3 for the final time. On the run down to the chicane, he could try and get a move done here very late on the brakes like Daniel Ricciardo-esque, but I hardly doubt he will try this. And he's not going to. If he catches up into the chicane though, he might have the run up the hill and down it again. And he has. He's just closed in slightly. 3.5 tenths. He needs to get a little bit closer. He needs to get that little bit closer within at least 2 tenths. They go into the braking zone. Percy is being lapped here. It seems this could play a major part into the race. Getting caught. Bessar just slightly getting on the grass slightly. But Randalux hanging on in there. It's going to be a race to the flag with Randalux and Bessar fighting out for this win. Who wants it most? Will he try and get the move done in the second last corner? He's right on the back of him now. 3 tenths away. Randalux and Bessar. Percy could yet play a part in this as well, but Randalux, Bessar, I think is not close enough. Is he going to try and launch one down the inside? He's very late on the brakes. He's much closer. Can he try and get the move done? The slight bit of contact on the rear end. And now the knee side by side. Bessar is trying to get him on the run to the line. But it's Randalux, I think it's going to take it. Randalux takes it here in Zolder. Bessar in second. Another lap maybe for Bessar to try and get the win. What a battle to the end that was. Steve Bodum is about to come across the line and hopefully retain his championship lead after that. I think he will. Steve Bodum coming across the line in third. Good performance from him. Two-Stroke Germany is about to come across the line in fourth as well. Another good performance from him. Much deserved points. Led the Iron is getting chased down by Duke Martin, but he's keeping him at bay. Led the Iron is going to be coming across the line in fifth. Duke Martin is going to be coming across the line in sixth. Quinn in seventh. Matteo is coming around the final corner now. He will finish in eighth. He made a couple of mistakes on the way around, but Matteo's going to come across the line in eighth and spins it across the line and causes damage to his car. Pure Drive. Speaking of damage, goodness me, that front end turning into a happy and sad face there, I think. Pure Drive is about to come across the line in ninth with a damaged car. I'm not sure what's going on there with him. Hopefully he'll respond in the comment section with that. GDDM is just coming in behind him in 10th, and there we go, there's a spin. Pure Drive doesn't knock off his front wing though. Lek and Big Smokes Cheese coming across the line in 11th and 12th. That might be why there was contact. Oh, and just avoiding action. Manic about to come across the line in 13th place, and we're going to be waiting for Pure Drive to come across the line as well in... sorry, not Pure Drive, Percy is going to be coming across the line in 14th. Of course, he did not get lapped last time around. And he's about to come around the final corner now. And Percy, rounding the final two corners, not his race. Hopefully he will improve on the next race in the Circuit Bugatti. Percy coming across the line to finish in 14th out of 15. And there is Motormouth as well, who we are waiting on. And it looks like he's driving backwards. He is driving backwards. Motormouth is driving backwards on track, and there is everyone having fun in the gravel. I hope there's not going to be a collision here. Yes there is. Yes there is, and that's the way to end the stream, I think. Goodness me, it is a cool down lap. Surely there should be rules for cool down lap as well. But Randalux takes it here by a 10th and 3/4 of a second from Bessar in second. Good performance though by both of those. Both those deserve driver of the day quite clearly. Bessar much quicker on that fastest lap, by the way. Steve Bodum in third. Two-Stroke Germany in fourth. Led the Iron in fifth. Duke Martin in sixth. Quinn seventh. Matteo in eighth. Pure Drive in ninth. GGDM in 10th. Big Smokes Cheese 11th. Lek in 12th. Manic in 13th. Percy in 14th. There's Motormouth in 15th, who DNF'd. He retired the car from 15th place. And Gavra, of course, hosting the session in 16th. And that is Zolder over for tonight. So we are going to be moving on. Hopping the border. Get your passports at the ready, because we are heading to Le Circuit Bugatti, which is the infield track of Le Mans. It's the shorter track, and these cars around that track are going to be quite testing, especially because the race is going to be in Rennes as well. So that's going to be very interesting next week. Just quickly check the comment section to see if we've missed anything while the race has ended. If you bear with me 2 seconds. Let's have a look at that. Lek forced me into the wall and took me out on lap 1. That's why my race was terrible. It says Pure Drive. Hopefully everyone will look into that. Hopefully the replays have been saved as well, so the stewards can have a look into that. But from me, Gemshead14, thank you very much for watching here the action in Zolder for round 3 of the Clio Cup. And until next time for round 4 in the Circuit Bugatti, goodbye.